Yo, we back. This, that, and the third. Episode 9, New Year's edition. Quick touch base with you all. Hope everybody's doing amazing. You have already planned, strategized for this upcoming year to get to it. And we're here to talk about it. Few little updates. As you can tell, I'm in a virtual studio for today. They're actually pushing my studio, like making them, bringing the monitor down, like so you can get a more feel of what's going on inside. Um, I'll be talking about all of those, the symbolism of it all once we get back. And yeah, hope y'all had a awesome, awesome holiday, as well as again the new year. It's upon us, and those 365 go fast. So this, that, and the third. This podcast was started to just highlight people that's doing business, like legit doing it, not anyone. It's a lot of fluff that going on the internet, like a ton, in my opinion. Not even opinion, it's a fact. Um, like it's certain people I would never call out because I ain't with the drama stuff anyway. But they will reach out to me and you'll think that they are, doing what they say they do, and it's not. But again, that's the world we're living in, where attention is currency, and however you are appealing to your audience is how they're gonna just attract. You're gonna attract those things that you are speaking about, and with AI and with just the way you are articulating things, then people just jump on board. It's just how it is. They don't talk about the bad is always sunny. So be on the lookout for those types of individuals. But yeah, the new year, my thing is consistency this year. 1,000,000%. I have like 3 episodes, you all, where they had messed up the audio. And then on one, I was by myself, so it didn't record the audio as well. It just had me virtually just talking, so you just trying to read my lips. So they wasn't uploaded. I had an editing person that was coming on board, didn't pan out. What I'm realizing about certain individuals that they say they want a type of lifestyle. They say they want just whatever the thing that they're searching for, but it's the work part that they are shying away from. Don't be those individuals, man. Like 100%. Don't be the one who commit to something and then stick to it. Like that's the best thing that I can definitely. One of the best things that I can tell you, cause your comfort zone is where you are basically getting stagnated at, and it allows you to say, I'm okay. So you don't push forward on anything. You stay right where you at. And that in turn hurts you because you want to get uncomfortable. Like discipline is boring, right? Um, who's likes to get up and work out every day, or unless you love it. Like I love it. So I can like just do, I do nothing strenuous. It's just taking a walk, taking stretching exercise, however that looks to you. But doing the hard work is boring. Like getting in the trenches, me getting on this podcast consistently, like I'm saying, is going to take me comfort zone. It's going to be a time that I'm going to have something going on that be impromptu. I'm going to have to stick to my schedule no matter what, to make sure this podcast come out every Wednesday at 5 o'clock and it be on YouTube. Then they uploading it to all of the accounts like Spotify, the Apples, all of the things. So that's gonna take a thing on my part to like really push it out and continue to move forward on it. So don't get caught up in like, hey, um, this thing is like easy. Because where you looking for ease at is basically where things is just gonna go south. You know, it's not gonna like pan out the way that you would like it to be. I can guarantee you that. So don't look for things to where it's like um easy. You know, hunt for your comfort zone. Find something for you to get really really uncomfortable, and then you'll notice that your body would adapt to it. We are created to adapt to circumstances, right? And then you just have that plan and that strategy, just like you did for your New Year's resolutions, is that you have wrote them down, you created deadlines, and you created like an actual strategy to make it happen. Resources, collaboration, things like that, whatever your goals are. because your goals are your goals. Like, don't get caught up in seeing what someone else is doing and think that's what it got to be your path as well. Definitely don't do that. It's not a definitely not a good look. Don't even think like that. And then just move out on it. So this, that, and the third my goal is to show you like different people, different industries, and how they are winning. Like to highlight them and just have a normal conversation. That's it. It ain't got to be too deep, but I want you to be inspired by it. My story, just to speak on the beginning of my story, come from just this journey. We ain't gonna. We got tons of time. We're gonna get into the personal stuff, but the personal, this business side of the journey started literally when I was listening to a Breakfast Club interview. A guy named Mark Whitten was on there. I done invited Mark on the show, and he did. He started with his DM, and then he just cut the communication off. So I don't know if I'm just not as big enough as what these other platforms yet. So people not too, um, I don't know, whatever the word is, too thrilled to come on board yet. But that's okay. Again, I see the vision that I have, and I know where I'm going with it. And shout out to the ones that's done came on, like my guy Pace Morby, um, so many more. Mike Palmer, Love, like few others, right? That you all have seen come up here. That's no like legit doing what they say they're doing. So I appreciate them. And those who don't come, God willing, they come in later when they feel like they want to just tell their story. I have no hate or malice. Now that's weird anyway. People got lives. So my thing is just to keep going, regardless of who it support or whatever. It'll reach you a need to reach. That's how I think. As long as I'm consistently doing the thing. So my journey started when I heard that Breakfast Club interview. I like the end of 2019. And then right up into 2020. I think it was somewhere around there. 19, 2020 is when now I started going down a deep dive, like the rabbit hole of it all. And it was around like 2020. Yes, that's when it was. Because in March is when I actually seen him, Mark Whitten, at an event he put on in Brooklyn, New York at the Marriott. And it was basically what I had just gotten from his 6 week. He put out a 6 week basically course where it was just a Zoom he had put on, and he broke it down over 6 weeks. That's literally all it was. But that little bit of information allowed me to deep dive, and I found other guys within the industry like Max Maxwell. Shout out to Max. He's from Winston Salem. Myself is in the 704 area of North Carolina as well. So he like 45, like 40 minutes away from me where he was. He's actually in Dubai now. So he's like elevated, doing tons of stuff for the country over there, the continent of Africa, and as well as residing in Dubai. I think he goes back and forth, not certain his old schedule, but I had the pleasure of speaking with him on live before. Supposedly I got in lunch with him and Nas. Shout out to Nas too, the Duru. That's who came on the podcast. Good brother, man. I definitely recommend y'all tapping into him. Um, and we were supposed to grab dinner, but a little about that, he went overseas, so never got with him. But at any rate, back to the story. The beginning was that 2020 March. That's when COVID was hitting. We really didn't know that was actually what it was until it was announced, and then the world literally shut down. So I'm like, oh man, how am I going to do this business, right? I can't go knock on the door. I have to figure out virtually, like how can you do it? And I heard a virtual um, course that came out. It was like super cheap too, because again, people weren't spending money at that time. It was like you didn't know what to charge because COVID had us basing in a standstill. We lost a lot of people during that time in COVID, and so we didn't know. People didn't know what to charge for that stuff. So I got in, and again, I'm a action taker. You're gonna see and learn throughout all of these my journey that it's about believing in yourself first and foremost. And the first, the I can say the second part, because the first part I believe that is a higher power. So if he give me a vision on something, then I have the confidence and belief in myself I can get it done because he the one that's shown it to me. That's how I think. Anything that's is already inside. it's already can be manifested on the outside. What's within, so without. So that's literally how I think. It's like if I get it, I know it's gonna take time. It may come fast, may come slow, whatever, but I know it can happen. And I knew it. Like it wasn't a shadow of my doubt. I was about to get to it. So once I like literally learned that this wholesaling thing, when he described Mark Whitten on that podcast, on it was a radio show, The Breakfast Club, and he said you can take those bandit signs that said "We buy houses." That's what froze me, because I was walking through the house into my room, like probably moving things around, straightening up, and I just had it playing on my laptop. He said, those signs, those bandit signs, those signs that say "We buy houses," and I froze because they brought me back to being in the hood, and I was like, "Who are these guys?" Because I want to learn. I truly just wanted to learn how to do the real estate because I knew that was a pathway to wealth. Due to coming from where I come from, my family didn't have that. Right, I didn't grow up in that environment. My great grandmother did. She the one that actually had a house that she had bought, and through her means of getting money, you know, whether it was a store, um, selling bootlegging, like that's just the background I come from, just hustling, and she made that happen for herself and her family, and then eventually, of course, me, right? But that's only a representation I had. My journey was from the projects, it was from the hood, it was from seeing all of things that go on with those type of urban environments. So that I thought that was the path. So when I heard him say that, and I'm looking at that, I used to see that branding sign all the time and wonder, like, as people riding through the hood, it's like, who are they? Because I was going to basically pitch them on, and I need you to educate me, basically. Wrangle their arm to teach me the game, right? And he said, no, those are actually wholesalers. Those wholesalers are getting in contact with a seller that want to sell their home, distressed property, getting it under contract and taking that to a title company or a title attorney, depending on the state you're in. And then he said he'll go find an end buyer, which the one that's going to actually fix the house, put the money into it, what we know as fix and flip. And then you get it under contract with him for a higher price. And then you take that to title. Once everything, the title attorney or company does their paperwork, you get paid the difference. And he bases it at 10,000. He used the example 100,000 to say 110, and I would get 10. I said, oh, it's over. Like once I knew that, I said it's a wrap. Cause again, that's like fast money and legal money, something that you're not getting in trouble to, and it's in change of trajectory. And I believed it head on. I went to New York by myself, walking through everywhere, Brooklyn, everything by myself, believing in that thing. And when I come back, the world shut down. Cool part is that during that time, again, I'm a man of freaking action, bro. I'm not sitting around waiting on nothing or nobody to hand nothing. Let me figure it out. Because I knew it had to be still away. Because this thing is, I'm looking at it now. I'm on YouTube. I'm finding all these people and these influencers that's really doing the business. I'm like, this thing's still working. And that's when I heard virtual. Virtual wholesaling just was DocuSign once, or any software that allows you to sign contracts and send them out over virtually within their system, so it's security, and a person can sign it, read over the contract, sign it, and it comes back to you, and you email that over to the title company. That's basically what DocuSign is. That allows you to be virtual. One way that I did my first deal virtual, and you can look this up, it's on the Memphis real estate page. I try and find it and just drop a link in it so you can see the post. But if you just type my name up on them, or I think it's Memphis real estate investor page, you'll still see my post where they were laughing at me in the comments and everything because I didn't comp the property right. I didn't account for the repairs right, so my purchase price was higher. That's how you gotta properly underwrite deals too. So I put that up. I just went for it, right? So when I learned DocuSign, I was basically thinking, okay, I can't do it in North Carolina. Let me just go to Memphis because that's where just started hearing like distressed properties and people was getting really getting active out there. And I ended up getting a contract. I pulled what you call a failed listing or expired listings from the software. PropStream at the time is Io right now too. And I put some links for you all to get that as well. Um, but I pulled that list and got in contact with the seller. I didn't have no sales script, no nothing. I was just speaking from the little bit of knowledge I just learned. I need this property. I can buy it at this price, and it'll close within 2 to 4 weeks. All of that happened. You know, I had to actually go back to her and get it broke down some more because I had it at like 25 and 20. Then I had to get it down to 15,000 because it was a guy, Brandon. I can't remember his last name. That he was from Memphis that was doing real, like, doing deals, like a legit guy. Everybody in the comments was talking about him, and he DM'd me and he told me like, "Hey, the house you um use as a comparable, what we call comps, was a HUD house. So if it's HUD backed, right, there's gonna be a different valuation, as well as I crossed over a major street. I crossed over an intersection, like a major road, and used the comp over there as well. And he's like, you can't do that. You got to stay within that neighborhood. And that neighborhood, it's not a really strong neighborhood. The address was 692 Pierce Street. Right, you still see this property there. See it even hasn't even appreciated really high. So I got it under contract. I had to go back to the seller and tell her like, hey, due to the repairs, they took basically the copper and stuff out of your walls, and that I was trying to figure out why was so many holes strategically placed like everywhere. Kind of find out they still copper and stuff, wire everything. I have no idea because again, I'm new to the business. I don't know that's a thing, you know. And I had to go back and get all of that changed, right? But I eventually locked that deal up. Got that price reduction and assigned it for 16,000. I made $1,000. It was like, man, I wasn't like super satisfied because I'm hard on myself. For one, it's like, dang, I should have did this and learned this, but I was grateful and I learned how to really do it, you know. And each time it kept going up. But the important part of the story I truly want to express to y'all is that during COVID, you know, they was giving out stimulus checks. When they was giving us them stimulus checks, I was taking that and I was investing it in software, systems, lists, skip tracing, all of the things. I wasn't buying shoes, clothes, and whatever. I was invested in the business, in me. So think about that. Coming from 2020, I had a job. I still utilize my W 2, but my W 2 is not a thing of like what I use to sustain. I make more money, and this is not a flex or anything, but I make more money than everybody, plant managers, engineers up there, everything. Like I'm pretty sure you follow me, you see some of the proof of this stuff. I'm not the one to flex. Like you're gonna hear me talk about the losses I had for this year too. Like I have two houses, for example, in York, South Carolina, Wade, South Carolina, Wadesboro, that isn't filled, and it's been costing me like 8 months from now with mortgages because I took over those houses subject to, and I gotta keep paying the mortgage or it defaults and mess the seller credit up. So those things has been costing, you know. That's a loss, you know. But throughout that, I ended the year with I got two, three of them actually, one fix and flip, two wholesales, and two that's buying whole just the month of December, you know. So think about that, right? That's a pipeline legit over 200 and some grand, like just in the pipeline. And that I received just December at the end of like 2 weeks, not counting the beginning, um, two closed deals, right? So, man, I'm doing way more, trust me, than any job. So why you ask why do I keep it? I'm leveraging it for my credit because I've outpaced all of my LLCs in terms of business credit, and I'm trying to get things going with the bank. Just I'm super transparent. That's literally what I'm here to do. And the beauty thing about the W two is that I don't be there. That's why you never hear me talk about it. I truly don't be there. 6 months out of the year, really 4 months out the year, and plus I got tons of time off. Like I'm never there. Like then when I'm there, I leave. Right. But what helped me? This is why it's important. I'm telling you this story is that it actually helped me because being that I had the position where I would just go in and I run the engineers coding, so I'm doing nothing the whole time. Like I'm literally working on my computer and learning creative financing. That's why I say it helped me. I had a time where I was studying the whole entire time that I'm there. And then I would go home and implement it. That's what made me go fast. So think about that. I went from the 600, those stimulus checks, I think they gave it two or three, to where I'm now, um, 10 figures real estate. I have a VA company. I help other people close their deals. I'm bringing in a certified business pro, a company that I became affiliated with that's do all of my business setup, like legit show you how you should have a proper business structure and a proper LLC structure, as well as a tech guy who does AI and all these cool tools that you're gonna hear me talk about. That I'm bringing investing in his as well. So I do a ton of stuff, from a stimulus check. Like, think about that. So I don't, the job, trust me, you'll never hear me. That's why I don't even talk about it. I don't be there. It's not like I uses it for anything. It's like legit, man. Like, so no. But I tell people that have W-2s, like, to leverage it, because that's what I did too. I was, again, as I went higher, I would take that and I would invest in other deals. I would take that and I would put it in systems, other things, and people that I'm hiring and bringing on. I leverage your W two, man, and use it for your credit. Cause even though every house I've owned, I've never used any credentials. None of them. Subject to, all of them are subject to, or hybrid deals, which is subject to and seller finance, and that's it. That don't cause me to use any type of credentials. But the reason why I want it, because I'm looking to buy businesses this year, as well as hire multifamily assets so I can use my own name, so I get more of the asset, right? Even though I partner up with people too. I don't want to do anything by myself. Do not get that confused. And I'm building other developments and stuff that I'm doing as well. So my name can be better. That's it. And my job it was longer, had a longer history. So therefore, but now I'm able to get business credit. I'm at that like 4 year mark according to my bank. So don't worry about that part. Just listen to me when I'm talking about. If you are in a position where you have a W-2, leverage it. Do not listen to people saying just immediately quit. Makes no sense. Especially if you have a family and you have obligations. Makes no sense. I done seen too many people just come into mentorships. I'm a part of Sub 2 since 2022. I teach people as well, educate. You can join my free Facebook group where I do lives in there as well as on my YouTube. But I've seen so many people just quit and they be stressing the next 2 months. I haven't closed the deal. I hadn't did none of that. Like literally. I make this year alone. I'm gonna just show you 100%. So this January 1st, where this has been recorded. By the end of December 31st, I'm gonna pull out a P&L sheet and just show you exactly what I did for the year. I'm gonna write that down to make sure, cause that's pressure on me too, right? To show you, cause that's the goal. Transparency. To think that I took 600 and made it into over millions of dollars worth of net worth, to where I can sustain and do what I want to do. If you see me day to day, you see me drive my appointment setter all the time. I call it blue. I'm not in. I done drove different cars, foreign cars. I had all of those things, right? But that's not the goal, man. Trust me. The goal is whatever you want your life to look like. Remember that. Whatever you want it to be, whatever you consider financial freedom, right? Because according to that, I'm financially free. I can do what I want to do at the end of the day, right? But it's bigger than me, right? It's bigger than me. It's for me. It's for my family. It's for my community. That's what I want to do it for, So that's gonna take way more than just what people consider themselves as a millionaire to be. Not my goal. That was never the goal. $1 million ain't even no money. I promise you that. It goes like really fast, especially when you invest it in moving it around. Trust me. But again, the goal is to inspire you to keep pushing, to look at this banner behind me, this, that, and the third as a way of saying you can choose to do anything that you want out here, man. Be something of value, something of substance, and you are giving rather than doing a ton of taking, man, it comes back. The thing that I truly want to express on this is never freaking give up. When you get up, that's when you fail. Failure is not even a real thing unless you quit. 100%. You going through obstacles, trials, all that's doing is preparing you. You have to get on this certain type of armor in order to hold. If I'm saying I'm looking to be a nine-figure earner, that means I have to have a nine-figure knowledge. I can't have a thousandaire knowledge. I'm talking over 100 million. And then if we want to be a billionaire, what type of person you have to be? What type of things you have to go through, right? In order to sustain it and multiply it. Then once it's there, you just coasting. You done built up people. Millionaires comes from systems and processes. Billionaires, like real self-made billionaires, those come from they have uplifted and elevated people around them. That's how you get to that point. And those are the examples I have. So keep going. Forget what the people talking about. Like I'm around people that has engineers, doctors, and they still do this business on a higher level. So they ain't just left their doctor thing job, right? Do what you love, man. Forget what everybody else talking about. I do more work in my entrepreneurship than anywhere. So you think it's gonna lighten the load? It's just gonna keep. It's going to multiply. It's not. I ain't looking for comfort. I ain't looking for ease right now. I'm in grind. You know, retiring people, helping people, stuff like that. So man, be true to yourself. Confident in your abilities. Me myself, I put God first and put whatever who you believe in first. Let me say that it ain't about what I believe in. You have your own mindset. You know, put that first and keep going. Put people around you that's on the same path that want to get the same thing that you want to get and achieve the things that you want to achieve and keep going. You're going to outpace them. I don't outpace people. That's why you see me by myself a lot. You know, I'm conscious of who I'm sharing that energy with. So believe in yourself. This, that, and the third is going to be a program, a podcast to show you and highlight tons of people, you know, that you're going to see no matter where they started from and what they no matter where they started from is where they are now, where they see themselves going. I'm always in the present tense. Excuse me. I'm always in the future tense, right? Living like I already got it. So y'all grab this life by the horns and ride that thing out. Take this day, write down your goals, strategize them, set deadlines, sharing with people who gonna hold you accountable, not just the world, the flex. Like people putting all this stuff on social media, new year, new me, and know nothing else, and talking about what they're gonna do and all this. Man, it's a lot of evil people out there that don't want to see you succeed. So they can transfer their energy to you too, because energy is a real thing, you know. So be conscious of you sharing your stuff with, but write it down and hold yourself accountable with. Leave notes, vision boards, whatever it is that you need to do to accomplish it. Myself, I know what I want. That's what allows me to achieve it. Don't wait, man. I'm blessed. I like alhamdulillah, you know. So everybody, be true. Put yourself in position to freaking win, man. It's a lot out here to get to it. Until the next time, consistently 5 p.m. every Wednesday. I'm holding me accountable. That's one thing I'm gonna shout to the world. So y'all gonna help me hold that thing accountable. Until next time, keep going. Don't let no naysayer bring you down. Lift yourself up when there's no one else there around to keep you up. And put I say put God first. Put whatever you believe in first, and everything else gonna follow, man. Keep freaking going. Only way to win, first step. That's it. Put them first steps together. Keep pushing. Strategize. Keep going. Let's get it.